guys, I know it's been a long time. I haven't been making very many videos, and I know I've probably been disappointing a lot of you, but lately the issue, I suppose, would be that I haven't felt very comfortable recording videos. I feel very ingenuine talking to the camera, you could say. And so it's taken me a while to get to the point where I actually sit down and record a video. But I'm hoping that from now on I can try to push myself to do it anyway, because honestly, like with anything else, I imagine that the longer that I record in front of the camera, the more comfortable I'll get with it. So I decided to make today's video, which is telling you guys how to improve your art more efficiently and much faster. So I have a decent number of tips for you guys because this topic is probably something that I should be covering, because many people, including my friends and many strangers on the internet, have let me know just how much they've seen me improve. I've even had people tell me that I improve so fast that it's concerning, and they worry about my health. So I feel like this is a topic that I could cover very well, which is why I decided to make today's video. So I'll get right into it and not waste any more time. My first tip, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, is just to practice. The thing is if you're constantly drawing the same thing, you're never going to get better. Because if you're bad at drawing, say you can't get the proportions right or something, you're never going to get better from that if you don't know how to draw it. So, how to improve in that sense is to have references. So if you have references and you're practicing with those references, you're going to improve much faster. But even so, that still is the definition of practice. And many people seem to think that there's some magic trick to getting better at drawing. Like you can just one day be like, I want to get better at drawing, and the very next day you're freaking Bob Ross or something. And that's just not how it works. You have to put in the practice, put in the work. Many great artists have probably spent years working on their art. And I'm not just talking 1 or 2 years, I'm talking like 5 to 10 years. Art is hard work. So yeah, use references while you're practicing. And you'll see yourself improve much faster. The other thing is to practice drawing, I guess you could call them the fundamentals, such as proportions, color theory, anatomy, all that good stuff. Practice drawing anatomy, faces, hands, clothes, wrinkles, and folds, and yeah, in the clothing, I already said that. But yeah, wrinkles and folds is the hardest part drawing clothing, so that is definitely something you should take some time on as well. But yeah, the thing is again, if you're drawing the same thing over and over again and you're doing it wrong, you're just going to be reinforcing those bad habits. What you need to do is use proper reference. You have to use proper reference and just practice like crazy. You'll see yourself improve so fast you won't even believe that this is your art anymore. I have experienced the same thing very quickly. My art has gone from complete horrible anatomy, characters with giant faces that don't look like they belong on their tiny little shoulders, they look like goddamn bobbleheads, and now my art is at a stage where I'm actually pretty proud of it. I do know that I can improve a lot, and sometimes I hate my art, but when I compare it to what my art used to look like, even just as little as a week ago, I just am so impressed with myself. And that's where I want you guys to get to. I want you guys to get to the level where you feel like you've improved so ridiculously fast. So another thing is, don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone. If you're always staying in your comfort zone, you're never going to improve. If you're bad at drawing anatomy and so you are constantly just drawing a character headshot every single time you draw, you're just drawing like a girl's like bust shot, then you're never going to improve. If you're uncomfortable drawing legs and you never draw legs, you're not just going to magically overnight one day be able to draw legs. That's something you have to practice. Sure, maybe you can study it without drawing it and that might help, but even with studying, if you don't put it into practice, it's worthless. So sure, study, but alongside that studying, practice. Have your sketchbook next to you, have your iPad next to you, have your drawing tablet next to you, whatever it is you use to draw. Be watching tutorials and whatever, have your references, and draw it as you see it. Another huge tip, huge tip, and this is hard for a lot of people to get into this lifestyle, is to breathe, eat, and sleep art. And I'm talking about drawing every single day, getting into the habit of drawing, picking up your pencil every day, getting something done every single day. And I'm not talking about necessarily full drawings. These can be little itty bitty sketches, just as long as you make sure you're picking up your pencil and doing something every day, you will see improvement. If you are only drawing once a week or once a month, then congratulations, you're like every other person on the internet who likes to call themselves an artist, even though you're not really putting in the effort. And that's not to say you can't enjoy art as a hobby, because you can, but I'm really aiming these videos towards people who want to take art as seriously as I do, because I know when I was looking for tutorials on YouTube, there seemed to be a lot for beginners, but not really any videos of people teaching people to be as serious as I want to be. Because I'm a person who wants to make art my career. I will not rest until I am a paid comic artist. And I've never ever seen a video, well, I mean, I have seen a few, but there aren't many videos of people taking artists very seriously. A lot of times it's people making, God, I don't know how to phrase this in a way that doesn't sound bitchy. Don't get me wrong, I've seen a lot of great YouTube tutorials, but I also see a lot of tips in those videos who try to sweet talk people being hobbyists, and I just don't feel like I want my videos to be for hobbyists. I want my videos to help out artists who want to be professional, if that makes any sense at all. I think it does. But an important thing to note, I'm sorry for all that noise, that is probably my cats fucking around, if you can hear that. But anyway, an important thing to note is that if you're going to live, breathe, and sleep art, and you're going to be constantly drawing, you do need to learn to not overdo it. You need to take breaks. So approximately a 10-minute break every hour would be good. Not only is that good for your mental state, so you don't get mentally tired out, but it's also good for your wrist and back. Because trust me, if you do start taking art seriously to the point where you're drawing every day, your wrist and your back, maybe your neck, going to suffer horribly. It's inevitable. Going on to the next tip, you should figure out what it is that you want to draw. I'm not necessarily talking about style, although that is a huge part of it. I guess sort of the things that you want to draw, literally. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, if you like to draw comics, then obviously you should put most of your practice into drawing comics. If you want to draw cute anime girls who are inspired by clothes you found on Pinterest, hairstyles you found on Pinterest, whatever, then that's what you should draw. Because it sounds obvious to draw things that you like, but you will be surprised how you will get stuck in this area when you're practicing art of drawing things that you don't quite enjoy. Like, you'll just sit there drawing things that just sort of mean nothing to you, and you think they mean something to you, but you just don't enjoy it. What you should do is explore Pinterest, find out the things that you enjoy, and just find out what it is about those things on Pinterest or Instagram or Tumblr or whatever that you love so much, and try to emulate that into your own artwork. I will get into more of that in one of my next points, but for now, the next tip I have to give is just to take criticism. That is crucial in getting better at art. Even as someone who enjoys criticism, that person being me, even I have days where I feel down about my art, and when people give me criticism, I just feel fucking awful. I'm like, God damn, I already know I'm a horrible artist. Why you gotta beat me when I'm down like this? But the thing is that you'll realize over time is that people are actually more likely to give you criticism if they think your art is good. See, if your art is straight up horrid, people aren't going to often give you criticism because they don't even know where to begin, because everything in the drawing is just off. But if your whole drawing is great and there's one or two things off, then of course people want to help you out because they want to see you get better. It means that they think your art is great and they want to see you take that next step to get even better. I think it's actually a huge compliment. But of course, that's not to say that it doesn't upset us, because it will. But you just have to accept that and move past it and accept it, because you will not get better if you don't listen to the advice of other people. And that brings me to my next point of, please, please don't be that person who goes on and on about how you're not going to fix something because it's not your style. Because a lot of times when people say they draw something a certain way because it's their style, they don't realize how bad it actually is. Because I assure you, if your character's face is uneven, if the shading is off, if the legs are uneven, if the shoulders are smaller than the head, then that's probably not your style. As they say, you should learn the rules before you break them. My next tip kind of goes into what I was talking about before. Find amazing artists that inspire you a lot and figure out how they construct their images so you can make your art similar. This isn't to say to directly copy people, because, you don't want to literally have your art looking exactly like freaking My Hero Academia or something, because if you are literally drawing your comic and it looks exactly like My Hero Academia, people are probably going to call you out on it. But what's great to do is to find multiple sources of inspiration. Find little bits and pieces that you love about their style and put it into your own. So say that you like the way one artist draws hair. They make it look all nice and luscious, it looks shiny. Then sort of imitate the way they draw hair. If there is another artist who draws really dope backgrounds, maybe try to figure out how they construct or color their backgrounds and sort of copy that. My point is, if you take bits and pieces of different parts of people's style and put that into your own art, then you'll end up with something very unique in the end, because you are taking multiple sources of inspiration and putting it into your artwork. If you're only copying one person, you're a lot more likely to just be a second-rate version or a third-rate version of that person. You're just going to be a worse version of them, is I guess what I'm trying to say. You want to be unique. But another thing is, if you do have an artist who inspires you, please don't put yourself down. Don't say things like, oh, I could never be as good as them. Don't put them on a pedestal like that. Remind yourself that with enough practice, you can be as good as them. When you have inspirations like that, you want to use them almost like that almost sounded bad, use them like a tool. What I mean is, use your inspiration for them as a tool to help yourself improve. That's what I meant to say. Because if there's somebody who you look up to so much and they're this amazing artist, then you're going to be constantly wanting to improve to be as good as them. And that is such a great thing, to have somebody who inspires you like that. That is going to be such a great tool to help you get better. So I don't want to drag this video out too long, so I'll end it here. I hope you guys learned something, and please look forward to my next video. In my next video, I'll probably talk a little bit about my health problems and why I haven't been uploading as often, so I really do hope you guys will watch that so I can explain to you what's been going on in my life. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.